Communication is really what is most important in business and in life. Connecting with other people, being able to do that, and to be able to handle conflict when you have it. By educating people how to communicate better, you achieve the success you want in your company. And matter of fact, we've got a treat for you today because I have someone joining us who's an expert on this, and she is a person that helps people to understand how to resolve conflict. Her name is Joyce Weiss, and she's joining us from her offices there in Michigan. Joyce, nice to have you with us today.
Thank you, Terry. Same here, except that we've got about 9 inches of snow in Michigan, and I know you're Orlando, so I'll set that aside, okay?
Yeah, we'll set that aside. That's right. So, but you can enjoy the snow and get out and play and snowmen and all those kind of fun things.
Will do.
Part of the communication, because I know what matter of fact, right now you've expanded. Really exciting to see how you've expanded your services. So you're a career coach and a communication strategist. I like that. It sounds intriguing. What do you mean by career coach and communication strategist?
Well, about 2 years ago, a client called me and asked me to do a workshop on conflict with his group. And he said, we are wonderful, we're a great group, but I'm the kind of leader that I want to get better and better. So I decided to interview a lot of the people in his organization. And we discovered that sarcasm and bullying in the workplace existed, and this leader didn't know.
Whoa, it still does today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told him, I created a training with all the people, all the different levels of leadership and management. And at that time, because I knew what I was going to walk into, a bunch of bullies and sarcastic people, I decided to teach everyone in that room and practice all the communication strategies that I've created. And, oh, Terry, it was unbelievable. People started getting up. This is after they learned how to have these tough conversations and said, I got to tell you, we have a lot of sarcasm here, a lot of bullies. We've never addressed it. And people were pushing each other back and forth. And they were, of course, I was a facilitator and helping them through this. But towards the end of the training, and everybody in that room, including the bullies, understood their role, people started coming up to me, could I work with you as a coach? And that's one of the first times I said, sure. And ever since then, I've been letting all my clients who I've gone and done training with in their small groups know that if they have emerging leaders, if they have different managers who clash with each other, that they could work with me on the phone as a career or a communication strategist.
Very nice. Well, let me ask you this. When people come to you, you've had many businesses that you've worked with throughout the country for several years now. What kind of problems do you hear that they are expressing? What are they sharing with you without breaking any confidence?
Oh, of course. I would never use names. Thank you for that. They're emerging leaders is a huge issue in the workplace today. They're great. They come with really good ideas, but they experience a lot of stress. So there was one client that I remember in a small company. His boss told him, I think you need to talk to Joyce. And so the new client called me, and he discovered through some of the interviews that I took that he's pushing promotion. He was pushing his promotion way too much. And the leaders were really upset because he had a lot of potential, but he was getting in his way. So as a result of us talking and, of course, me listening, we came up with a couple things that he could do to realize that what he's doing now as an emerging leader is more important. Be the best he can be, and he learned a lot of different communication strategies to hold his lip, and patience is what he learned. So that was one. Clashing between managers. Terry, I'm sure you never hear your friends say, I can't stand this leader. We clash all the time. I can't stand him.
I think I heard that one time somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, often, really.
Of course you have. And what usually happens is nothing. except that the two clashing leaders go home and complain about this with their family or friends, but not with each other, or they keep on pushing each other, and so it gets worse and worse. So a couple different CEOs sent me their clashing leaders, and I will never forget these two. One was an HR professional who was extremely linear and process-oriented, and her executive director clashed with her because the executive director is a risk taker and a fast talker. So what we did is they each took an assessment. I have a variety of assessment sets that I use, and they discovered how their communication behavioral styles are totally different. So they now learned how to listen to each other, and instead of saying, I just don't understand why she's doing this, they communicate with each other. They know exactly why they don't communicate. One's quick, one's not. One's process-oriented, one wants to take risks. So as a result of our time together, after only a few sessions, they figured it out and we were done.
Wow, Joyce, that really can help a lot in facilitating and make sure that it goes much smoother. It seems like that really translates to a better workplace for everyone involved.
Oh, absolutely. And then how about, oh, this one, I know you've never heard this one with your friends either, Terry. How about a new manager who was promoted? She's now the leader of her peers.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened about, 4 months ago when a client called and said, I'm younger than a lot of them. I got the promotion. There's jealousy. There's sabotage. What do I do? So after taking an assessment, this new manager learned that she had a tremendous fear of conflict. So she never knew how to have these tough conversations. So after she took a course that I have online called Communication Skills at Work, and I had to hold her hand in this particular situation because she really had, she never spoke her truth before. So after working with me again for only a few sessions and she learned the strategies, she now goes and she has tough conversations. She was able to turn it around and off she goes. And that was, so rewarding, obviously, to see that. But
that is very nice. I like that.
Well, a lot of people, we weren't taught how to deal with conflict. People always ask me, why did I get into conflict resolution as a communication strategist? And I tell them, well, I married a lawyer. And they all, did you see how you started to smile?
Yeah,
well, they either
that's
smile
right.
or they start to laugh, and it's the truth. So I've learned how to negotiate. Therefore, I teach people how to negotiate your feelings, negotiate getting your thoughts out so you're listened to. So that's a huge one. So I know all about tough conversations.
Oh, very good. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, I wanted to have you tell us a little bit about your book about kicking conflict to the curb. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, I have free booklets, and I would be very happy and send, because it's a PDF, anyone who's watching this wonderful video with Terry Brock, a copy of it. And what it is, it's they fill in the blanks. So it's all about a conflict that they're experiencing. And there's cartoons in it and that were taken from my book, Take the Ride of Your Life. So it would be a pleasure of mine to send this to anybody who would want it.
Well, very good. So what's the email address they should use?
Well, I made a really fancy PowerPoint.
A fancy PowerPoint. Oh, I like it. Yeah, hold
Yeah,
that up a little bit closer here to the screen. There we are. And up there, there we are. So it's Joyce at Joyce Weiss, WEISS.com. And we see there's that 800 number, 713-1926, which was a good year, by the way. 800-713-1926. So
Yes.
Joyce, any final words before we let you go on how people can facilitate their communication and you as a communication strategist will be able to help them?
Oh, that's such a great question. And I have about 15 minutes more, but I promise I won't do that to you or our viewers. The main thing is, like we talked about before, Terry, most people don't know how to deal with conflict. So when they come to me as either a career coach or a communication strategist, they will practice with me on the phone or using Zoom the different communication issues that they're having at work. And I have actual strategies that are trademarked, and they're easy to use, and we practice till people learn how to do them, and their life is improved. They like going back to work. If they inherited a dysfunctional team, they now have the skills of how to deal with that. If they like we were talking about, they were newly promoted and they're shy, or they don't know how to, let's say, delegate, whatever issue. And this is the important thing for me to get through. I don't create the issues. Everyone comes to me with different situations. And if it's communication or figuring out how to get a promotion or that next job, it doesn't take long when you work with me. I know that's maybe not a very good marketing strategy, but I like working fast, getting great results for my clients, and they go back and they have a better night's sleep.
That's a good thing. Getting that good night's sleep is a good thing. And I know now you do a lot of work with small groups where you're able to work with them both in person and doing it on Zoom. So if you are watching this and you're and someone says, hey, I'd like to get to know Joyce, maybe we could do it, get in touch with her. See what you can do on connecting with her. She can give you some great ideas. Work with your group, your small group, either online or in person. It doesn't matter. Joyce Weiss, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Terry Brock, thank you. You are the best. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you. And for those of you joining us, you think about it and think about ways that you can improve and facilitate your communication better. Get in touch with Joyce, that communication strategist, and you'll be able to communicate better, and your people will too. I'm Terry Brock. Thanks for being here.